Giving thank you for this day, Lord. Thank you for the opportunity that you continue to give us. Thank you, Lord, for continuing to show us your glory, Lord. Re tla mo phela sefatlhego sa rena mo baneng le ke nna tlisang ke nna le re o ntšhang gore papa ga wa lena modimo na le rena ka nao tsotlhe modimo re sa yo thoma botlhakane wa rena modimo a ebeng lena modimo le tsamaiša modimo re tseba gore tše ka moka tše re o di dirago today modimo re di dira ka lebaka la gore we have the spirit of growing your kingdom in our lives. We ask for this in the mighty name of Yeshua. Amen. So, today we are going to have a discussion. So, as I've management and the past 2 weeks of the two spoke about management in terms of finances and initiating finances for yourself and to manage money. And we said that when we recap is that the highest form of management. So today I want to do something a little bit different because remember I said that the rest of the year I said that is purpose building. The things that I wanted to do is been a while since I wanted to do it, and it's going to be a recurring theme. Is that there's a gap between the adults plus the adults and the teenagers and the little boys. To this discussion, I want to hear perspectives, and I'm going to type them down so that everyone can be able to see those discussions. So let's the gap between fathers. I chose this topic of the gap because I see it in my own church that fathers don't know how to connect with their sons. Sometimes they don't have to be biological sons and fathers. Sometimes it can just be the difference between a man and a boy. And unfortunately, there's a gap. When a young man transitions to be a man, they learn this. They should be stale. They shouldn't be talking to young boys. And the only thing that they should be talking about with young boys is advice. And today we are going to take out that frustration. To Benjamin, that what do you think is the men have about younger men? What I'm trying to say is that what are the things that frustrate us as young men and be able to close the gap? You can tell me two if you can identify them. I want to type them out as you say them.
No, thank you, brother. Thank you, man. Thank you for the opportunity. Oh, it's not a foreign concept. Not a foreign concept. Even in my family.
Yeah.
It's not easy to connect with older men whom lived in a generation is used to, and then they expect that manner that they know of with that we are dealing with as the younger generation is that our fathers don't have the heart to change. They don't accept change as it comes. They were raised up in a matter let's put them as they are kids right now. They are kids, and their fathers, which are our grandfathers, used to do what I want you to do. Understand? Yeah. With that, and now coming to this generation, they find problems to validate what their mindset is. See, kids these days, they do all those bad things. Not to say what do what I want you to do. And in doing that, it makes them right. You can't wanna bring old generation material into a new generation or whatever we are trying to build. That's not a way of building. What we need to do is we need to meet the old generation. You can bring them down a bit, and my new generation ones I can bring so that we can be in the same level. So the first thing yaba they are normal kids, the way that they were used to as they were grown. I don't know if I put it the way that they were grown. That mindset is the problem first, and the second one it's we men, the world is not easy on us. The world is not easy on us, and with that we think that not having emotions is manlyhood, and that's not true. We are humans. We are human beings. We have emotions. We sometimes want to cry out to somebody. We want to talk to someone. We want somebody to hear us out. who
Yeah.
have problems with their families. They don't know how to communicate, and their families are using what they say as men, what they say it's using against them as men. So
Mm.
emotions, we have emotions. We need to
Mm.
deal with these emotions. Understand this? We need
Mm.
a proper definition of fatherhood and manhood because it's a mess.
Mm.
It's a mess. People claim that
Okay.
fatherhood is when
So
you smoke or manhood is when you do. It's confused.
okay.
Yeah, you can speak.
Okay. So according to you, what are the misconceptions or the perceptions that we have about adult men that you think are misconceptions? Because now you spoke about how we are frustrated by them, but by us, by the way that we frustrate them.
One thing I got, thank you. One thing I got from my father is that
Mm.
his expectations of me, who I'm supposed to be in his eyes.
Mm.
Understand? What he wants me to be. What
Mm.
he wants me to be. Two,
Mm.
what he doesn't want me to be. Three, what the world as youth, what the world define us as.
Mm.
Understand? One is what he wants me to be. Two, what
Mm.
I want to be. And four, what the world wants, what the world
Mm.
perceives us as. So he has fears in all that are leading. The first one is what he wants me to be. He wants me to be, he has this idea of me,
Mm.
and he doesn't explain it to me properly to say, my son, I have this vision of you, and I want
Mm.
you to be this.
Mm.
I want, if not,
Mm.
why? Understand? He has expectations,
Mm.
gives him validation of him doing wrong to me back, or him with that, like that doesn't align with his expectations. A validator and if he doesn't, I'm gonna treat him so and so and so. There is a fear that grows within that circle. There is a fear within that. In terms of what? In terms of, can I put it? He doesn't want to be dropped by my actions. He doesn't
Okay.
want my actions to downgrade his image.
Mm.
So that is a fear that grows within what he expects of it. It becomes a problem because what he doesn't want me to be. Don't
Mm.
forget, I am a child. I don't know what the world is. I don't know anything. So
Mm.
instead of him putting me down and saying, my son, 1, 2, 3, 4, this is what the world is and all of those things. This is what I know of the world and I can teach you about. Instead of doing that, he expects me to know all those things and to not do what is wrong. And mind you, I don't know what is wrong. I don't know what is right. I only see what is wrong and right through what? Through him. Because
Mm.
he's okay, him and my mom. So with that, there are things that they don't do that the world has. And when I go out, experience those things and I come back, it seems like I am doing a wrong thing. And sometimes I am doing a wrong thing, but I didn't know. So when I do something that I don't know of, without any
Mm.
knowledge of it, it becomes a problem between teaching and learning
Mm.
and understanding. Not being what
Mm.
he doesn't want me to be is also a problem. The third one, what I want to be. Remember, being in life.
Mm.
So with this, I'm going to do a lot of mistakes. I'm going to make many, many, many countless mistakes. I'm going to
Mm.
bring problems. I'm going to bring challenges. I'm going to bring solutions. Understand?
Mm.
So in all of those things, there are right things and there are wrong things. But if you categorize everything that I do in one category, we won't be able to break down what needs to be broken down and what needs to be fixed and what is right. So what I want to be comes with a lot of things. So that in itself needs to be broken down. And then the fourth one, what the world perceives us as youth. We have a bad image. We cannot hide it. As youth, we have a bad image. And my from being what the youth of this world or the of this age are. My dad is not wrong. But in that circle, what the right things are and what the wrong things are.
Mm.
No, I mistakenly said something wrong there. He's not right also in doing what? In him having expectations of me knowing those things. I don't know anything. Remember, I only know what he knows and
Mm.
what he allows me to know.
Mm.
Right. And also, I go out in the world, I learn something. When I bring it back to the house, I get reprimanded in ways that I don't like, I don't appreciate. Understand me? To say that is not what is right. Yeah, example. I go out, I go drink. I'm just making an example. I go out, I go drink, I come back. Is that right? No, it's not right. But it's not also no, it's not right. Yeah. And
Mm,
then after that, he does what? He tells me of he compares me with other people. You're gonna be like your uncles. You're gonna be like him. You're gonna be like that. You wanna be this. You wanna be that. He's bringing bad energy instead of showing me the right people that I need to be like. You
mm,
understand me?
mm,
You see the mistake that I'll be doing. He's always constantly showing me the wrong things that I'm doing eh, instead of like bringing the right things that I need to do and show them to me.
mm,
Yes. There's a friend I have. He's a fitness instructor. I asked him a question. I was talking to him one day. I was like, my brother, I'm constantly having a problem with one thing. I seem to be doing something wrong, and
mm,
I don't know what to do. I need help. I keep
mm,
on coming up with ideas that end up in a wrong position or in that end up not going as I need them to. And
mm,
then he said one thing to me. He's like, instead of focusing on what you're doing wrong and not doing that, focus on what can you do right. Ask
mm,
yourself, what can I do right?
mm,
What can I do right? With that mindset, you're bringing positivity in your life to say, okay,
mm,
let us not focus on the wrong, but focus on the right one.
mm.
You see. And now with that idea, we can you can change the perspective and the narrative of something that is going to happen wrong into trying to make it right.
Mm.
So those four things are the things that our parents those four things are the things that our parents struggle with. And specifically my father, it's a problem, man. It's a problem. And it's not only me, but a a lot of boys, a lot of young men, a lot of adults. We seem to be having problems with our dads.
Okay. So, um, you said a mouthful. So, let me add. You said something, and I want to add upon it. You said that, our fathers are, or fathers are the ones that set moral compass for people, for their children. But you can't say something that a person does wrong, if especially if it's your offspring or someone you live with, uh you live with for a long time, or you live with practically every day. You can't say something is wrong if you didn't tell them that that thing is a wrong thing. So, for example, your father never taught you that drinking is wrong, being drunk is wrong. But when you are drinking, they suddenly have a problem, say that, oh, it's wrong, but they never taught you that. And as you say, like, the biggest influence of every child is their parents. But the moment that they don't feel that they are influenced by their parents enough, they would get influenced somewhere else. And unfortunately, when they get the influence somewhere else, that influence translate to them like it's something that their parents should have taught them, but they are absorbing it because their parents didn't say anything about it. You understand? So,
Yeah.
for example, right now, we know gangsterism is bad. For example, gangsterism is bad. So now, if you haven't been taught that gangsterism is bad, and you are desperate to have a belonging, to be influenced by someone, then when you see gangsters and they are influencing you, you won't see it as a bad thing. You'll see it as a good thing. You'll want to see the good side of it, if I could call it like that. you'll want to see the good side of it, because those gangsters that got you into gangsterisms are the only ones that really invested in influencing you more than the people that you see as the biggest influences, which be your parents. So, right, the problem is that I think the biggest problem I see, that's why I say that I mentioned what you mentioned. I'm adding upon what you mentioned, is that they, how can I put it? You can never build a moral campus out of nothing. You can't know what is wrong if you haven't been taught what is wrong. You can't be told that being promiscuous is wrong if you have never been taught. But when you do it, it's suddenly a wrong thing if they've never taught you that, you know what, screwing around with a lot of women is wrong. So I think, because we are going to come up with solutions next week. This week we can't, because I have a bad network, plus the Zoom meeting is about to finish. The problem where it comes is that, just like you said, in the olden generation, they were never given the privilege like we have right now, where they can have a platform to speak to their parents about certain things. Their parents is only that you this is the way life is. They don't tell you. You just stay at home. You go to university. What you find wrong is totally up to you. But the problem is that what I might see as wrong, because as you can see, a lot of things are emotionally invested more than logically invested. What you might see wrong might not be something that you see wrong. You get what I'm saying there?
I get you.
Yeah. So I want us to put this as, I want to pray for this, because I think that in order for us to close this gap, because there's no use of being frustrated if we don't do something about it. And that is the point of this ministry, is that we can't just talk about issues, but we are not doing anything about it. And they are not only restricted to prayer, meaning that we can't just pray and just say that, okay, we have prayed, now we have to act upon the prayers. We have to act. Just like in the Bible says that faith without action is dead. And when we just pray that we find a solution, we'll never find a solution by just praying about it and just folding arms and thinking that something's going to happen out of this. So before I pray, why would you like for me to add upon the prayer item that we have today? Not necessarily general for your life, but looking at this topic specifically.
You know, one thing I've noticed about fathers is that they have problems. They are human like us. They have problems. And there are some certain things in their lives that they wished they could have changed, or that they wished they could have achieved, or that they wished they could have tried. Understand? But they didn't. And you see, somehow those things become as if though they have missed an opportunity of living their lives. That is why we have fathers these days that when they go out with young children, or with young girls, to have fun. They call that having fun. Because they didn't do that. They missed an opportunity of doing that when they were young. You see? That is why we have fathers that when they go out, they go and drink as heavy as they can, come back home drunk, and do things that they will regret after that, because they missed an opportunity of doing that when they were young. That is why we have fathers that that are not happy in their families or in their marriages. Why? Because they think that they didn't go out and achieve as much as they wanted to. Understand? And that is why they are miserable. They are miserable in marriages. So there are a few things that I would like us to pray for. One as it being they should understand themselves, where they stand, their current positions. Because fathers these days, they live in the past or they live in the future. But they forget that there's a now. There's a now. And no matter what, we can't change what the past was. We can never control what the future will be. But we can do what? We can maintain what now is. Understand? So I would like us to pray for fathers to understand what now is, what we need now. We need now. What we need them to be present in our lives. One thing, yesterday I was in a group call with a few people, and one thing I noticed about all of our situations, there was a topic that was raised within that group call. They asked, okay, how is your relationship with the people around you? And most of the people in that group, both being male and female, mentioned something. They said, I have a good relationship with my mother, but I don't have a good relationship with my father. Some of them mentioned that their fathers are not around. Some of them mentioned that their fathers are just ignorant. Like there was a lot of things that were mentioned there, understand me? And I noticed that we have problems with our fathers. It's an ongoing thing that has been happening. And it's now worse. Why? Because it has been avoided from past. It's now in the present. And going into the future, I don't know what will happen with our fathers or us as the fathers, but I wish that could stop. So I would like us to pray for fathers being present in the now moment, not in the past,
Can I
not in the
disrupt you?
future.
Can I interrupt you?
Now.
The meeting is about to finish. What I can do is that I will do a voice note of the prayer, and I will upload this video so that we can make reference of it next week. Is that fine?
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay. Thank you for attending today's meeting, and I hope to see you soon.
No, thank you, man.